By the end of this video, you'll learn how I prune fruit trees. I learned everything I know from Stephen Hayes. He's a YouTuber. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this going. You're going to need some tools to accomplish this job. First one, some hand pruners, hand trimmers. And you can touch that up if you want with a file along this blade. Just file this direction, it'll be sharp. If the branch is a little bigger, you can pick up a pair of loppers and you can touch that blade up right here as well. Touch that part up until it's nice and shiny and sharp. And for the really large branches, which we're not going to do today, we don't need it, you can get one of these saws, man. My wife got this. It's awesome. Check out it unfolds. How cool is that, man? You'll feel really awesome out there cutting off branches. Anyway, now on to the cutting. All right, so this is a plum tree, and this is a tree that my great-grandmother, well, not this particular tree, but these type of plum trees were brought over by my great-grandmother from Poland, and my grandfather planted one wherever he lived, and this is a shoot that grew into this tree that I got from his tree before we sold the place. Anyway, and it's kind of gnarly, but I prune these things basically twice a year. Once in the winter, and this is in February when you want to do it, and this kind of keeps the growth in check because I want to keep these dwarfed. So the first thing that I do is I look for anything that crosses each other and it's growing into the other stuff, and I also look for branches that point upward that I want to get rid of. So this one I'm going to get rid of here. I'm going to get rid of this here because I think they're going to grow into something that I want, and you don't want branches rubbing together. And you just kind of look and see how you want the tree to look. You know, there's I guess a wrong way, but you're not going to really mess it up that much unless you start cutting too much stuff off. So here you go. We have this branch here. What you do want to do is focus on cutting right above a bud. Okay? So potentially there's going to be a branch growing out of this, okay? That's what you want to do. And also, when you're cutting a complete branch off, you want to come right here. Stephen calls it a little collar, and you want to cut it there. You can see that right there. There's a little ridge. It's almost like it was made to be cut like this, which it was. So you just cut any of this bottom stuff off that's going straight down. Anything that's facing straight down. Anything that's crossing, and anything, in my case, that's getting a little bit too tall. And you have it so it will sort of face where you want it to grow, based off of cutting right near a bud. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, and we'll see what it looks like when I'm done. All right, so here you see the final product, and you'll notice that it's slightly different, but not, tremendously different. And that's for a reason. You don't want to overdo it in 1 year. This is a process of patience, which I know I don't have much of, and not many of us have that in today's day and age of instant gratification. But you'll see I slightly shaped things. You'll see where I trimmed some stuff off. Like this one was getting long, and I want it to come off of this bud here. The reason why you want to cut it close to a bud is because if you don't, this extra part, let's say if we cut this off here, Well, that's not a very good, if we cut it off up here, I'm having trouble with focus, sorry. Yeah, there's some stuff with the focus that's not working out so great today. I don't know why. Anyway, if you cut it up too high, it's going to die back to the bud anyway. I try to get rid of crossing branches and branches that face straight up, like I said, and branches that went straight down. All right, so that's basically, it in a nutshell. And you're going to have an overall shape of the tree as it grows. This, like I said, this is a work in progress, and you're going to do it the way you want to do it, okay? It's going to turn out the way you want it to eventually, to a point. Okay, this is kind of like raising a child. Okay, you can, nip it in the bud, meaning get it before it becomes a real problem, where you're going to have to, risk damaging the tree, okay, or the child. Correct them, at the beginning. Correct your tree before it gets bad. And if there's anything diseased, you definitely want to get rid of that. Okay, you just completely cut it off, and you should have a more fruitful tree, a more healthy tree because of this, and you're going to be able to eventually get some fruit. All right, this thing is not to the point of being able to bear fruit, but that's my goal, because man, these plums, when they actually get to to be, when the tree gets to be a fruiting tree, these plums are fantastic, and you can't buy them in the store. Anyway, so that's about it for me, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.